Hey everybody, and welcome to News Tower. Welcome back to News Tower if you caught my previous videos on it. This game is finally out in 1.0, and I would like to firstly thank the developers and the publisher, Sparrow Knight Studios, and also Twin Sails Interactive for providing an early copy of this game as a preview build for the 1.0 coming out. I greatly appreciate it. If you don't know what News Tower is, well, it's about managing your own newspaper company during about the 1930s. You'll be covering stories from the Great Depression to even the early onsets of World War II. This game has gone through a bunch of updates since its 1.0 release, and I'll throw it up on the screen for you, the roadmap that they've done, and everything that they've done up to this point. It is on Steam tomorrow or today, if depending on when I release this video, for $24.99, and it has overwhelmingly positive reviews, over I think 1,800 of it, so it is definitely a game to check out if you're interested in a simulation game of this type. It has tons of charm, vibes to it, honestly, love the music, and I enjoyed my time with it when we first played it back I think I met maybe about a year ago. So we're gonna go ahead and hit a new game here. That's enough talking about it. Let's jump into it and show you guys what it's about. I'm gonna do the intro just so we can show you guys kind of the basics of the game and what it's about. And we're gonna go do that. It has a little bit of a story to it, so you can kind of get that vibe and see if it's something you're interested in. So I don't think there's any voice acting. I think I'll read it for you. So we left for New York. I still remember it. Brimming with ambition, the clang of streetcars, and the hum of dreams waiting to be crushed. New York was the place to be at the turn of the century. Your father and I arrived here with nothing, but we knew we could make something for ourselves in the city. Nice postcard stamp. Got a little bit of started from the bottom with a rickety newsstand selling out others' papers. But piece by piece, we built our own story. Before we knew it, we were hitting scoops left and right. Once your ink-stained pen becomes an influential weapon, it's hard not to wield it. We had one vision, becoming the biggest in the city that never sleeps. I think that is one thing I want to mention. It does take place in New York City. Your father's been gone a decade now, and frankly, he left things in a bit of a state. But don't worry, the city will chew up anyway. It's what it does. Know-it-all Eleanor will be more than excited to help you take those first punches. Call an overdue inheritance. The business is all yours now. I've arranged you a taxi. Take it. Your uncle. Enter a newspaper name. Oh, man. All right. You know, I could do the easy thing and just call it the Daily Bugle, but, you know, I think that's not really original, is it? Let me think of something here and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I think I came up with something. I'm just going to use something pretty basic. The NY Herald. I'm not going to spell it New York fully. I feel like the NY together is just fine. So I'm going to get confirmed there and move on and see what we have waiting for us. I love the scene transition here because it takes us directly to the menu to our newspaper company, and I just think that's an awesome transition how it loads. We got Brooklyn at New York City, Monday. Got the yellow tram in the back. Up for public sale at Minister's Auction. I don't think we have to worry about that at all. Taxi cab. And yeah, I mean, I just love this era. I remember, I don't know, the game, I guess, that reminds me the most is LA Noire in terms of just kind of the vibe and style. You guys can see what they're saying here. So, oh, hello there. You must be our new publisher. You look the part. Okay. Of course, your uncle didn't disclose the full story. Allow me to shed light on this dire situation. Our newspaper has been struggling tremendously with dwindling leaderships and mounting debts, an unfavorable combination. Last night, one of the debt collectors paid us an unwelcome visit. It appears that your uncle has unsavory connections. To be frank, the recent financial crisis has pushed us to the brink of foreclosure. Your uncle saw no way out and sought external financing options. Unfortunately, his plans didn't unfold as anticipated. Rumor has it he's hiding somewhere tropical now, living off the last bit of our paper's cash. Now you're our last hope, tied to the man in the painting above. Our former boss, your late father, the great publisher Isaac Van Anden. He dreamed one day of being the lead newspaper in New York. Sadly, your uncle couldn't even stand in his shadow. But no time to linger. We need a newspaper to be printed this Sunday. We've got to make every letter count and prevent this looming foreclosure. At your service, publisher. Let's meet our remaining staff. So I think we have our writer and then our journalist. So Blaznov here is operating our telegraphing station. It's our line of communication to the outside world. Hi, that's right. Oh, sorry, not our writer, but yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm receiving some hot news right now. Give me a minute. In the meantime, I've got something to show you. See the blue arrow? Yep, that's our kind of calendar right there. Shows your advancement in this week. Our goal is to get a newspaper out every Sunday. So no time to waste. I'll give you some blue box tips along the way. Good luck. All right, so move the camera using WASD. Yep, classic stuff. Mouse moving the cursor. ZX if we want to zoom in or use the mouse wheel. Blaznov is working hard. So we're waiting on that. Let's see. I think, yeah, we gotta wait for him. Just gotta decide for that. So let Blaznov finish that. Okay, so Blaznov's done. Bingo. Send out your first reporter. Let's go ahead and look here. This is the lamp here that represents Mr. Blaznov's telegraphing desk. So we can see the lamp. We have one available. We have North America. We have one right here. Go ahead and click on this. See, when the light is on, this means the line of communication is open, allowing you to send reporters over to report on the events. This is where Blaznov found the news source. This is what we call the news board. The core of each news item lies in the story files. Every news item has at least one. Here we're dealing with an economy story as indicated by the requirement. Only reporters with the economy skill can be assigned here. So we can see that the economy tag there, and we can see Blaznov has 0 economy, but at least he can report on it. So we're going to drag Blaznov over here, put him there. Total panic going around. As you can see, started working on the item straight away. The story file will then take 6 hours to report on. Yep. The economy tag is gained from this report. It's all about story tags, as you'll see later. So yeah, tags are a very important part of this game. You'll have different ones: economy, war, crime, etc., etc. When the story file is completed, the report containing the economy tag brought to your tower when it has to be processed into a final article that can be placed in your newspaper. Let's head back to your tower. Click somewhere outside the news board, so we'll just click there. And we have our first available story once it's done, and we got to do some cleaning up here. So let's see. Again, the mobster really did a number on our equipment. This used to be where our typesetter worked, an essential part of the newspaper production process. Reporters would come back and deliver their reports here. Over here is where the typeset reports were assembled for printing. Unfortunately, both of them were destroyed, and the good people working on them got so scared they left. Anyway, before I get too emotional, let's clean this mess up and start over. So we're going to go and delete this, dispose of that, and dispose of that. And now we need to build some new ones. So we got a typeset desk, so we're going to put that right there. And we also have our assembly table, and I'm going to put that right there. And now we need to assign someone, so we need to hire some people. So we need to have a typeset. We'll go with old Brad Coleman here. Put Brad there. And then we also need to hire someone here. And we got Joe Higgins, so Joe can help us out with that. So Joe, there you go. All right. So waiting for the reporter. The reporter's back. And you can see that we can eventually build up. And another thing, probably if you guys looked at what they added in the, what was it? The roadmap. There's different buildings you can get. You can do high rise, or I think you can do a little bit wider as well. So waiting for an item to be assembled, we can see our typesetter being assembled there. I'm sure there was some dialogue there, but of course I was talking through it. We do have the globe saying something. I think we got a new story, so we got a crime. Dennis Brown he can go and do some crime, so we'll go and put the reporting there. We'll wait for another item to be assembled, but we're gonna go ahead and send someone else off to go and get another story, so we're not waiting around too much. The modern news items here, so we can see that we can see the tags that you collect will be printed on this item. And then this shows the progress of your item's production. Every step represents production test in your tower. Once the bar is completely full, you can place the item in your newspaper. So we see the progress here on at least the report there. And then we can also see the progress right here. So it'll take at least 13 hours to be fully available to us to put in our newspaper. Isn't finished yet, only fully produced items. Yep, that's what we just said. And then we've got to wait for the thing to be assembled. So now they're assembling it. Someone's back with another report. They can go and start working on it. And now things are moving as, I guess, smoothly as they can at the moment. See, here you can see how long it takes. Yep, we can see that. Don't worry, we can still use it for next week's edition. So the one thing is if it doesn't finish in time, so like we have 1.5 days, we have to at least have it available on Sunday. If we don't have it available on Sunday, then we can't use it and we have to wait till the next one. And I'll show that a little bit later. But we're going to wait for these to be finished, fully assembled, and then we can continue in about 4 hours. So we're going to fast forward up here, and then we can finally assemble our newspaper. All right, so he's finished. We say Eleanor coming in here. I believe it was Eleanor. Congrats, you produced your first article. The final step is placing it in the printer. Okay, so we have our printer here. Bertha, this is what we used to call her, and I'm sure this is a old dinosaur of a relic right here. How she served us for many editions, darn it, getting sentimental again. All that's left now is deciding on the layout for this week, and maybe squeeze in some extra news. I've got to run now, but I left you some blue notes again. See you next week. All right, so the blue notes are just kind of our tutorials, and we can kind of follow Eleanor's advice if we so choose. Oh, I almost forgot. What do you got for me? Our reporter Dennis left you a little present in the printer. Okay, so we got our first, we have an article, I believe. So this is the item is finished. Let's drag it into our newspaper. So we have a new publisher. So that is our first article. We can see this as the society tag. Wall Street stock crash. Angry crowds gather in front of banks. We can draw that here and put it in our paper. Excellent choice. And we might, yeah, we're going to be able to put this one in here as well. Found dead on steps. So we're going to be able to have 2 articles for our newspaper here. You can see a bunch of other stuff here. We can see that there's content, negative tags if you don't want to have any of that, you know, won't get any bonuses. You have 2 bronze tags and you get that bonus, and etc, etc. It goes on. Fast forward to wait till Sunday to start rolling presses. So we know that once again, Sunday, that's the last day we can actually start rolling our press. And then we can also see, at least with our newspaper here, we can see what we're probably going to make in terms of revenue. All right, so we don't have any, unfortunately, we don't have any more, reports to get for our newspaper. So we're going to have to wait for this to be done. I believe, actually, yeah, I think found out on steps. That one's also done. So we can go ahead and throw that on our newspaper and then fast forward to Sunday and print it out. All right, roll the presses. Sunday morning, time to roll the presses. So we need to print our first newspaper. We'll go here. We've already put everything in here that we needed to. It's time to prepare for printing. Don't worry, you still have all the Sunday to compose your newspaper. Time will automatically stop before the end of Sunday too, giving you last chance to print everything you want. So yeah, you don't have, like I said, you don't have to wait, like did what I did and put everything in before Sunday. It'll automatically bring up the screen. You can do everything you need to. When you think it's time to print, click here to start or control the printer. So we're going to start. Gonna pull. It's very tactile too, which I appreciate. You actually like pull the lever and stuff like that to print your newspaper. I really like that. And you see this old printing machine there. The New York Herald, 12,500 newspapers sold. We've got to stop focusing solely on the symptoms of crime and start caring about the cause as well. A newspaper for the people. And we can see how much money we made here. So we can see that we have a 3 cents newspaper, subs plus lose sales. So, or loose sales, we have 12,000 sales. Only got 375 from it, but that's a lot of money, I guess, back then. So let's go ahead and move forward. We have a total of 14,000 to work on our company now. You can see that we paid 180 in wages, so we definitely made a little bit of profit. We do have a loan, I believe. Yep, so no, we don't have a loan, thank goodness. All right, so we can see increased by 100%, total minus 180. All right, let's go and leave. I'll be damned, those monsters came back and destroyed our printer. Oh, Bertha. I didn't even see him come in. To think that after all this time, this is how she goes. That reminds me of your uncle did manage to obtain blueprints for a bigger industrial printer before he left. He never got around to use it before he had to flee from debt collectors. It takes up quite some space, so let's start by constructing an additional floor. All right, so we can go up, construct our floor, cost us 1,000, and there we go. Man, if construction was only that easy. So now we need to make sure we can get up to the floor, and then we just got some stairs that flew off to the side of the screen there. All right, so stairs, where can we put them? So we can put them here, and we can say either left or right. Looks like we can only go left here. We're gonna place the door there. Our employees need to be able to reach it. Yep. And we also have the printer input module, output module, and also whatever is flying off to the right there. Printer belt. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and get our input module in. It's gonna tell us what to do for real quick, so I'm just gonna follow what the game wants me to. We want the output. And then we also want a page module. So the more we have of these, the more pages we can print. And we also have the printer belt to connect all of these together. And there's our first printer. Much better than our old printer. Soon we'll be able to add more pages to this incredible machine. And don't be afraid to rearrange the printer later. It can even go through ceilings and walls. Now that we've printed some news, we should expand our reporting so that we have more news to work with. But before we do, we should probably tidy up the place a bit, make it a bit to make some more room. Okay. So let's see. Remove the desk, remove the cabinet, remove the plant, disposable printer. We can do that. Just cash that out. You can't use the delete key, so we just click there. I'm sure there's some hotkeys somewhere. Also, I'm going to pause the game because I want to do these as fast as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and send Dennis off to get that. It's going to be a society, and then eventually it looks like maybe a politics tag. We're going to send Dennis off and do that down in New Orleans. And then I think we could get someone else if we really want to. They can do a lot of stuff. They can do telegraphing, assembling, or typesetting. We also have building, so we need to dispose of the old printer. So we go and get rid of Bertha there. Here we go. And now we're done with that. Got a bunch of new things. But a mess, build a sweeping station, and assign a cleaner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a janitorial closet, I think. Granted, I would kind of like the janitorial closet to be over here. Might arrange some things, but right now I'm just going to let the game tell me what to do. I'll put it right there in my old office. Don't need it right now. And then we need to assign a cleaner, so we'll get one of those. And they're both about the same. Let's see. We'll go with Grace here. Put Grace in there. Thank you, Grace. Appreciate it. And now we need to hire an extra reporter, build a new telegraphing station, and hire and assign an extra researcher. Okay. So click on that. We need another reporter desk. And these are reporter desks right here. So I'm going to rearrange real quick and then kind of make this a little bit more spacious for everybody. Okay, so we've completed all those objectives. I'm going to hire some new people and move things around. I got rid of my office. I'll just kind of put these things up here for right now. I don't really need it. So we kind of put those like there, and then we got our janitorial clause over here, and then we've got one new reporter and then one new telegrapher. So we're going to work on that. And we have some extra space over here, but I'm going to move this wall up here and kind of block this off. I'm going to preemptively do this because you'll see why in a little bit. All right. So that is it. We're going to hit play, let things kind of pan out. We also have some new things we can build here. So we have, of course, things that we can actually help. There's things you have to worry about, such as noise, heat, because these produce a lot of heat. There's also smell, like toilets and trash. We also have prestigious, so we can go and put these in here. I'm going to put that in there and make these this office feel a little bit better. There's also like wallpapers and stuff, which I think I have. Let's see, where are the wallpapers? I'm not actually entirely sure about that, if we've got that far yet. Go more in depth into our story. Let's go click on here. You can get more in depth than other news. Okay, there's more story. Going more in depth on an article gives us more tags while only taking up one spot on the newspaper. This is great for our sales. So Roland, put you in there, and you'll continue that story out for us. We can see it has multiple tags associated with it now. Cargo ship buried and sank. I said it for years, safety regulations need to be carried out, says Mayor. There's a whole newspaper to fill this week. Let's send out some reporters. So we got another article here. Go and click on that. That's why, ooh, Roland is, okay, so he's our only one. This employee is currently unavailable. Pick somebody else or wait for the reporter to come back. Okay, so what that tells me is that Dennis can't handle that for us. So let's look at Dennis's tags real quick. So condition, where's his tags at? Workplace. There we are. So he should, yeah, he can't handle government task, unfortunately, which means I'm just gonna have to wait. Yeah, okay. Well, we're just gonna have to wait, and we have 2 days left until we can get it. So we'll wait on that. And then I guess I'll just fast forward for a little bit and wait for, I can't remember who's our other reporter. He's not on the map anymore. So I think that was like a continuing story. We also have like some of these prioritizing sports. We can prioritize economy, but I'm going to turn those off right now. And let's fast forward until something else pops up. All right, so we got another story that popped up. We have an economy story. We have Roland here. So I actually want to make sure Roland can't do economy. So we'll send Roland here, and then we'll get Dennis to go here. So Dennis, you go take care of the economy tag for us. We also can go ahead and take a look at our newspaper. We have plenty of tags to work with. So this will gain 3 times traction. So I want to say expand all cards, so we can see expand on that. And then we can see cargo ship buried and sank. I'm going to put that one on the top one. Actually, no, I'm not going to put it on the top one. Is there a reason why? It's because it's not done yet. It just told me that. So these guys are working on that. We can see how long it's going to take. So we got 10 hours and then 1.5 days on that one. This one's going to take 2 days. And finally, this one's going to take 3 days. We should be able to have all these available till Sunday. But for right now, I think we're going to decorate a little bit, maybe get some light in here. Probably another light would help here. Make our employees a little bit happier. I think that's good for right now. All right, so I'm going to fast forward until we have some more tutorial to go on. But for right now, these guys got to work on the papers so that we can put them in for Sunday. Looks like we have another story here. Roland's going to go and take care of a sports tag for us. We'll put that there. Rollanger beats Jones. Split decision in 10 rounds in Philadelphia. So we can have a lot of newspapers, but you got to be careful because if you can't fit them all in one newspaper, they can start becoming old news, and old news is not really great. No one wants to read old news. Another newspaper may have reported on it, so we got to make sure that we have enough. So I might want to consider getting another page sooner rather than later. I don't know if the game's going to let me do that just yet, and I can definitely take a look. Production accessories, production, nothing there. Yeah, so it looks like I'm a little bit limited at the moment. We have a printer belt, yeah. Unfortunately, I just can't do anything yet, so we're going to fast forward until the game lets me do a little bit more. Okay, so we can design our newspaper finally. We have one done. The place to finish article, understanding your audience. Let's try to sell as many newspapers as possible by collecting those shiny tags. So we can see for each tag, we get 2.5k readers. Put that on ×3, and we get even more. All right, so for every bronze tag that's placed in your newspaper, you gain sales. So I think we should get 5,000 sales, right? If I'm thinking correctly. Yeah, lose sales 5,000. So we have the 0.3 times total sales 15, so $450 is going to be our total sales at the end of the week by just that one article. All right, so you can see that, understanding your audience. Some tags are more valuable than others, but they are also harder to find and require more effort. This shows how many newspapers are expected to be sold by people on the streets. This is influenced by the tags that you place in your newspaper. Another way to increase sales is to have subscribers. We don't have any yet, but we'll get there later. And see the estimation of how much money we'll make when this newspaper is issued. Different layouts can give different results, so experiment. All right, so that's going to be it for that tutorial. We're going to wait for these to finish, and then we can kind of finish up this newspaper. I would like to have another page, but I think we're probably going to have some old news show up, but that's going to be all right. All right, it's finally Sunday. It's time to roll the presses again. Let's go ahead and click on our paper here, and we have 3 articles here that we can pick. So let's see, we can have politics. So I think if we have multiple, we get an extra bonus. That's fine with me. We don't have any more economy tags or sports tags, so we got to be careful what we pick. I think the sports one is technically a little bit older or newer. So I might do the bridges, but yeah, unfortunately we can only have one page. Like I said, this one might become old news, but I think we're good with that. Time to print the paper, and we can start printing. And it'll actually show you what what your printer looks like and everything like that. So you go take us here, and we can see the printer printing out. The cargo ship burning. Yep, and we see record sales, politics makes the world go round, and a newspaper for the people. So 22,500 sales. Got a bit of change from that, 675. Not bad. And we also got to hire employees. And because we have more, we're going to have to pay a little bit more, but that's okay. You got to spend money to make money. So junior, we get minus 315. We're going to have a total profit of about 300. So payback, no loan we have to worry about, so that's good with me. Oh, and here's one of my favorite parts of the game. I love this overview map here. It gives you incentives to do different things. So we expand our business to these neighboring areas and we get more. Okay, so we click on this. We can see Williamsburg. The people in this district like to see these tags in your next newspaper edition. So I saved that sports one. We have one on file, so that's good. So we just need to find a crime tag next. Reach the goal, we can gain subscribers. Subscribers are guaranteed to buy our newspaper. It's a great way to create a steady long-term revenue. Like district. Good choice. You can play one district every week. All right, so we picked that district to work on. So we're going to go get out. I love that it adds that just kind of objective base. So then we have globe, and all those have different effects, and I'll show you those in a second. So enhance telegrapher or reporter. So we can see we can enhance it. So we're going to click on that. Low paper. All right, so what's it want me to do? See the result. All right, so let's enhance the workplace by placing an accessory. So we can go over here, click on that button, and we can get a globe. So what is this going to do? It's going to get buffs society and buffs telegraphers. So it's going to help our telegrapher. I'll put this on his desk just to add a little bit of spice to it. There we go. Blue arrows added indicate the employee's skill has been boosted by the object. Over time, employees will gain experience, which will also increase their skill. Higher skill levels will translate into faster production times. Oh, and we have some news, so I'm going to ignore you for a second because I want to get this done. And there's our crime tag. So we're going to throw you in there. And then we also have a social tag, which I believe we also have. Yep. No, this is only social. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we're also low on paper, so we're gonna have to restock on paper. So I'm gonna do a small delivery for right now. So I'm gonna order that. And then also we can see comfort levels. So let's click on this, and we want to see this one right here. The V mode shows you how comfortable areas in your tower are. And we also have some new unlockables here. Green represents the a comfortable environment. Okay. And this is not so comfortable because it starts getting hot. And you can actually see it's too noisy here and it's too hot here. So I'm gonna click out of that. I think the game might have gone too fast and I can't click on this anymore. So let me see if I can get that. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Red represents an uncomfortable environment. Some machines cause a lot of discomfort, like the printer. Nobody likes to work next to such an oily industry machine. We can build walls to limit negative areas or add another floor, which is why I built that wall. You can see that wall helped a lot kind of cut down some of that stuff right there. All right, so counter discomfort. Got some new stuff. We got an acoustic panel, got a fan, got a plant, got a clock, got a vent. All right, I'm glad I caught all those as they were coming by. So this one, old news, click to sort. So yeah, we can see this old news. We weren't able to use it, but we can use it for the next week. We're not gonna make as much money, but it's fine. All right, so we need to counter discomfort with objects. Let's go and click on here. Placing objects will help countering with annoyance. So I want to go ahead and look at, see, not utility. I think there's like some heat that we can disperse. Also this clock that'll help with, surprisingly, counters heat somehow. But we're going to throw a clock in here because why not? I feel like that's important to have. There's also too noisy. So the noise is pretty bad. So we'll get 2 acoustic panels. We'll put one here, put one above each, get another one above your desk. And there we go. So it counters up and you can see that we have green going in to make them more comfortable. All right, so we can learn how it affects our employees. So let's see how he's feeling. Let me see the total comfort levels of the environment affect this bar. It plays an important role in the overall concentration of our employees. Okay. Also see we have some news here, so let's go ahead and click on that. We have a economy tag, and we also have a social tag. So we got Dennis. Oh, Dennis, I can only do so many. We have sports and crime. I'll go with a social tag. I need another tag for our other guy. Unfortunately, he hasn't able to cover too much for us. We can see there's too much heat here, so we can put like an air vent right above, and that'll help a little bit. We can also put one here. That'll help counteract. Cool. I don't really bother counteracting in here because there's just a lot, but we can put like a vent here. You can put an event here just to kind of help a little bit. I'm going to zoom back in because it keeps zooming out for me. And let's go ahead and select an air vent and kind of make things go down right here. All right, that's a little bit better. All right, so those crates need to be transported. Build a supply desk to facilitate. All right, so we need to build a supply desk. So let's go ahead and get one of those. We can see, I think the game tried to tell me that earlier, but I was doing too many things at once. So I'm going to find this. I think it's right here. And that's a storage cabinet. We're going to need that anyway. I'm going to put the storage up here for right now. And then we also need the supply desk. But is it here? Utility? Yeah, there's a resupply desk. I'm going to put the resupply desk in our storage room. That way it's kind of separated and we don't have to worry about it. They have their own space. I don't think I can build walls just yet. Printing. Yep, here we go. Walls. I'm going to go ahead and do wall with a door. We'll put that right there. All right, so too dark and missing assignment. So we'll put something in there. We'll have the picture of the founder in here and then the Aloha sign. So let's go ahead and get a light in here as well. Go ahead and get that. Perfect. Put a small lamp. And we'll also assign someone to help us get things moving around. So Myrtle Parker, we can't hire any of these guys. They seem like good for the job. Drag them onto the desk. There we go. And now we have someone to carry our paper around. And these guys will have paper finally. All right, so I think it's time to keep moving and let these tags finish up. I don't think we can cover this economy tag just yet because this is gone. And I think we could probably put another wall here. And then I might make a room, maybe like make a bathroom or something. I don't know. I got to figure out how I want to design things. Not quite sure. I could put a bathroom down here so they can go move through. But we might want a typesetter, but we don't have enough news articles to kind of deal with that right now. Like this guy, he's kind of bored. I mean, but they do find articles for us a little bit faster. Also might move the janitor up here as well. I wish I could move the door a little bit more, but there has to be certain angles where the door goes. So I think I might handle that later. I don't think we have any wallpaper just yet to kind of make the building a little bit nicer. It would be up here if we did, I think. We also have the press room. We also have composting. We'll do the press room. Oh, you know, this is just a sign in general. Okay, cool. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any wallpaper for me just yet to kind of design these areas. Everyone's kind of comfortable though, so we don't have to worry about that. We can kind of make like a small plant, make the environment a little bit better for you guys. Is there anything else I can give you besides a globe? Society. Aren't you good at society right here? Let's see. Workplace. No, you're good at society. So we can put a globe on yours. That'll help you go up. That's fine with me. And I think we can fast forward and we'll go ahead and start kind of designing our newspaper too. We want the old news to, you know, it's going to be a negative tag, but that's okay. Let's try to sell as many newspapers as possible by collecting those shiny tags. The more, we already seen that. Yep. Place the same tag on the page more than once. You'll earn even more sales. Yep. That's how we got the bonus last time. Got another article here. Got, once again, I think, yep. Okay, perfect. Roland, you can go do this one. And then finally, Dennis can go do this one. Great. All right. We got two of those. We can see that we can find two articles at once. Actually, I think, yeah, we can find three technically if we had another telegraphing station, but we only have two journalists at the moment, so I don't think that's really necessary. But I can go over here and I can say, I want to go and put this one here. I don't want it to have that bonus. I'll put the crime bonus here. And then we also want to make sure that we complete our objectives. So let's go hit the map real quick. And I can't remember exactly where our goals are. Let me find that real quick. Ah, here it is. It's at the top, the green tag. So Williamsburg, we've got the crime and we got the sports, so we're not worried about that. And then we can also put some more in here, but we don't have anything that's going to match. And I wish I had another page because we're going to have some old news. Lots of old news, actually. Those are still being worked on, but that's okay. Someone's getting thirsty. Build a water cooler. Okay, so we can do that. Go in here, get a water cooler. And I think I want to make a break area because honestly, we're out of space, but I'm going to put it in here for right now. Kind of give them some comfort. And then, yep, that's good. So let's go ahead and kind of fast forward time and see what articles we can get. And maybe the game will give me an extra printer here so I can get another page. All right, so we got two more here. We have Roland, which I think we only have Roland does our theater. Yep. So we have to make some more decisions here. Don't want sports. I mean, technically, if we can finish the sports before Sunday, we can have a double tag. So I might go for that one. But yeah, I think that's the best option for us. So we'll let those finish up and keep going. Oh, and we got a bunch of new stuff here. Finally, we have the bathroom. Someone's got to use the bathroom. So let's go ahead and set up that for right now. This is definitely not a long-term building for me. We're going to set things up once we get a little bit more control over it. But for right now, I'm going to put the toilet up here right next to the printer because I feel like that's at least better than putting it next to your office. And also, are you guys littering? Is that what's happening? Do we need trash cans? Okay, wait a minute. No, we can't be littering in here. Let's go and get a trash can. I think there's one somewhere. Is it here? Yeah, trash can. Can we put the bin under your desk? We can. Perfect. So we can go ahead and put bins right there and right there. I think that should be fine. Let's go and make this bathroom real quick. We'll put a basic sink in, and then we will also get us a toilet. Toilet right there. We'll have 2 toilets just in case. And that's causing, I think, a lot of noise. I'm pretty sure that's noise. So do we want acoustic panels in our bathroom? Is that what we need? Maybe. We also want to kind of help the smell as well. 1 sink should be fine. I don't think we're going to need more than 1 sink. That'll also help, I think, the dirtiness go down. So we'll have like a sink right next to the toilet because that'll help. And then also put an acoustic panel above the toilets because why not? It'll help the noise. Yeah, because like, I mean, I think they're going to be bothered if they're not comfortable in here. So like we'll put an acoustic panel there. And then let's see, what else can I put here? We can put a small plant, just kind of help out a little bit. Or I think we can have some hangables on the wall. And that helps as well. We can do trash. Don't think that's needed. And we can have a small fan to help with the coolness. And I think I'll put that right next to the acoustic panel, kind of above it. I'll put the acoustic panel there. I think that'll help. So we can still see that it smells. The fan helps the smell. We can also see that there's also an electricity requirement. I don't see that. Yeah, there it is right there. So we have 48%. And it's also time to roll the presses. So I have no idea what's available to us. I will do that in just a second. So time has stopped. Nothing's going to be happening. Now let's go ahead and finish this up. Piles wallpaper. So I'm going to throw that on there. That helps a little bit. And then let's see. What else do I have? For some reason, the clock helps. So I mean, I guess we'll put a clock above the sink there to help with that. You know what? 1 more sink won't hurt. Can we put 1 more sink or no? Yeah, there it is right there. So I'll put 1 more sink to help that. But unfortunately, it's still smelly. And I don't think we're going to get rid of the smelly tag or the smelly. I mean, it is a tag technically. I thought we had a apple. Can I put Aloha in here? It helps. Kind of. I'll put the Aloha right there. And also, I'm going to pause the game real quick. Just in case we miss our newspaper somehow. I thought there was a picture that we could move. Like this one. Yeah, no matter what, I don't think we're getting rid of the smelly unless I put a plant in the bathroom, which, I mean, is there anything stopping me from doing that? Small plant next to the toilet? No. Okay, fair enough. What if we do another small fan? Is that going to help enough? No, I don't think there's any getting rid of that. It's fine. We have the acoustic panel to kind of help the sound there. Honestly, we don't even need the acoustic panel, do we? We can technically try to put 1 in here, but I'm going to leave it right there above the bathroom, the toilets. And I think that's just fine. So they have to deal with a little bit of smelling until we get some new items. That's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and roll the presses here. We unfortunately did not get another one. Oh, and this one didn't finish either. Bummer. So we have that amount of time to finish. So I'm just going to we'll throw a social tag there. Not the best newspaper in the world, but we're going to start it. We completed our objective for that neighborhood. So I think I'm going to be okay with that. All right, so next newspaper is out. Loaded pistol found at something. Guess there will always be some crime to read about. This news has wrinkles. Okay. Not bad. 11,000 readers. 345. That kind of covers our staff costs. So that's fine. Williamsburg, we completed it. And so we got 2,000 subscribers gained. And we also have influence gained +1. Okay, so not a massive dip there. But that's okay. And 360. So we didn't really make our money back, but that is all right. So let's leave recap. Okay, and now we have the Mafia hideout. Let's click out and see what this is. So here is going to be some of our factions. Well, look who we have here, but isn't New York's newest publisher. Welcome to Brooklyn's streets of opportunity. Listen, kid, I knew your uncle well. I'm very saddened by his sudden disappearance. I hope nothing bad happened to my business associate. My boss has invested a lot in your uncle's business, you see. We think it's time we see some returns. Only fair, don't you think, Polly? All right. See, everybody can print a good story, but not printing crime this week might turn out to be just as hard. Okay, don't print any crime this week. This represents a requirement for the next issue of your paper. You can satisfy all requirements. These will be the rewards that are paid out. So we get prestige and we get $500. Click here to accept the offer. The positive reputation for the Mafia, but negative reputation for the mayor. So we'll accept that. That's just part of the tutorial. Why don't we pick another district to conquer? All right, so let's select another district here. We have East New York. That's crime. We don't want crime this week, so that's fine. Long Island, that requires crime. This requires sports and also adventurous. And this one requires sports and government. We know we can do this one, so I'm going to click that one. All right, so we've got those two. I think that's just fine with me. What you reading there? I think you're ready to proceed on your own now. 1930, as I saw that there, that pop up. This will be the last you hear from me in person for a while. As usual, I've left some small tips for you on the way, but don't hesitate to explore on your own. There are many ways to run a successful news empire. Oh, and by the way, let's expand our newspaper with an extra page, shall we? There it is. That's what I was waiting for. You may have more, you may have to move some stuff around, but I promise that it's worth it. Good luck. All right, so we have our new printer page module. We need to throw that in somehow, and we're gonna have to move our new printers there. Unfortunately, how can I get things to? Can I just add a new floor? Construct a floor. I think I'm fine with that. And then we can make it go up. So let's see, hiring. I want to go ahead and build some things here. So let's go ahead and grab that. Click here to view your locations where you can unlock more in this category. So yeah, you can unlock new stuff by completing these categories. We can get some stuff at Coney Island. Look at that. Okay, so yeah, this part of the game is one of my favorites. Just it's not guided. You're able to go where you want to go, but I just love the objective-based system here. Let's not forget about our tags here. This is also important news, so I'm going to put that there. That's actually quick news. And I think, hopefully, yep, Dennis is available to us. And we have, we're going to go for the government tag there. We're going to have to wait for Roland to come back, though, so that's okay with me. So we need to have a way to get up to our new area. Let's see, printing. I want to print our page module, but I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and move this up here. And I want to put the printer page module here. And if I remember correctly, we can move it said we can move our belts. So we can do that. Our belt can go up like that. So we want it. Ooh, this is going to be tough to move around, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to have to figure this out for a second, but let me handle everything else. Let's see. We have our tags. We can go ahead and throw some stuff in the newspaper here. This is old news. We know we want politics. We want politics and we want economy. So we need an economy tag, which we both have. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to work on getting this organized, and then I'll show you guys what I come up with in a minute. Okay, so here's our second page setup that I've made. So I moved the starter here, the printer input module, and then it goes up into the second floor with our output module being up here. We'll probably add another page here and move the exit here so that we have 3. And you can kind of keep going up if you want. I'm sure there's going to be other things that we can add later on, but for right now, this is our setup. Still have a smelly bathroom, but that's okay. Nothing much we can do about it. We can hire more if we really want to, and I might because we have 3 pages, but honestly, we still have plenty of news articles, so I'm not that much of a rush to hire new people, so I want to do that later, but right now, I think we can fast forward. We have some stories that are going on, and go ahead and check out what they're going to do. They should be finishing pretty quickly, so we have a extension here. So we want to go down here. Roland, you can handle that for me if you don't mind. Thank you very much. So Roland is handling that one. So there's going to be paths on... Oh, we can't even... I didn't light the bathroom up. There's going to be sometimes different paths you can take on your news articles, which I find is really cool. Helps you kind of decide what you want to do. There should be a light in the bathroom now. Also, probably should light up the rest of this place too. Like the printer, like the press rooms, or yeah, the printer room. Probably should light that up. And I'm going to put 2 right there. Put 2 right there. Okay, looks good. And you can see we put vents and then add an acoustic panel so that this area is not as noisy. You can't see in there. You should be able to see just fine. All right. So I think... Also, I probably should all have, at least some light in the hallway so no one's tripping down the stairs. All right. Finally, things are kind of looking a little bit better. We have some new news articles here. We have a social one. All right, so skip the news if it's not what you're looking for. 7 days left. Okay, so we can skip it. So let's go and do that, as the game said. Because honestly, we don't have enough reporters on that. And I think finding a news article will be fine. We can go and set up at least the first part of our paper here. And because these are both old tags, I'm going to use the social and, well, we have social and politics. I would like to have a double, and so we may put this here when it's done. Put this one here, but then move the economy one to the second page because I don't want it really messing up the other ones. I also have the sports one here. We'll have entertainment as well once that gets 2 times 2. But for right now, I think this one's going to go here. Maybe put the entertainment there. It just depends on what we all get at the end of the week because it's only Tuesday, so we got plenty of time. Okay, so we've got another tag here, and let's think about what we want to do. So volume over legislation, we have either the economy tag or the politics tag. So what do we want to do here? So it's unpopular, defeat, likely discovered in news with politics and sports. Okay, not entirely sure what this is going to be, but it's probably something we don't even want to go after because if it has defeat, but you know what? I'm going to try it anyway. I want another government tag, I think, but Roland's gone, so let's just go for the economy. That's fine. Talk about a buzzkill. When is the real debate starting? Volume over legislation. Volstad Act takes the stage. All right. So once again, I'm going to fast forward. This one should be done. but we're going to just try to get some news articles for the rest of this week. Okay, so we got a new thing here. We got a sports tag, so the Boston Garden, but we have two new tags. We have gossip, which is likely discovered in sports entertainment, and then also dirt, which is politics and sports. So we're going to put Roland in there. But no one can actually actively go do this because we don't have a reporter on that. So what I want to check is, do we have a reporter that can possibly look at those tags for us? No, not really. Okay, so we're going to have to wait on that. So we're probably we're not going to be able to continue that article, but honestly, that's okay. All right, so yeah, we can see defeat. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to worry about this one too much. I think we can just go ahead and take this. I don't think we have to complete it. I'm pretty sure that we could just, yeah. So that one's in progress, volume of legislation. So we're not going to worry about that tag. That's fine. We'll just get these tags up here and let these guys continue doing what they're doing. Now, what I'm worried about, we might need another typesetter because our typesetter is not able to get enough work done. So let's go ahead and expand this out a little bit. Move your desk. And then let's try to get another typesetter so we can get a little more articles prepared. So I want to go ahead and get this. Go get our desk. Where is our desks at? Let's see, reporting. That's reporter desk and then production. So we want a typesetting desk. Put that there. We also have the plant. Can I put the plant under the desk? No, I can't. That's fine. All right, so we'll do that. We need to hire someone else. We have some people that are good at typesetting, so we'll just go ahead and get the better reporter or typesetters there. And now they can start hopefully working on multiples. Possibly. In progress to complete a story, so actually maybe not needed another typesetter. It's fine. Because I think he's working on the next one, and then, yeah, the reporter's going to come over here and then keep going. I think, yeah, there we go. So now we have two typesettings, and now our reporter has to do their thing. Looks like our reporter also needs a bin, so let's go ahead and get a bin for him to throw his trash in, because don't want that to happen. And we'll put one here just in case. Make the working environment a little more tolerable. So we have a thing up here. We need food resources to function properly. Let's order them. We also have the prelude. I think we're going to complete that just fine. We're going to complete that just fine. So let's go ahead and order some food. Buildings. I think they probably, let's say we have the storage. Where is that going to be at? I think right here. No, water cooler. I mean, we can provide another water cooler if you guys want. Put one in there because why not? They don't have to walk as far. Okay. So here's an overview of what we need. Yep, we got that. We need food resources to function properly. Let's order them. So we can order foods up here. And we'll do a small delivery for right now. We don't need all that much. Also, I just realized we have $715. I've been spending a lot. Yeah, all right, we're gonna have to watch that because I don't think we're gonna be able to employ our employees at the end of the day. Also, we have Brook Foods delivering our first set of food. I'm actually curious if they're actually just gonna be snacks or what, but I'm assuming they go up here on the storage and they can kind of go get those. Maybe we'll get a break room or something like that. But we got two articles that need attention. We can't do this one. And I'm pretty sure we can't do this one either. So yeah, we need dirt and gossip. So we're just gonna leave that alone and let our reporter do his thing. We're not gonna let those. Yeah, we're happy with this for the rest of the week. So I'm gonna go and fast forward. I don't think yeah, he's not gonna be able to finish all these articles in time. So maybe we need another one of these guys instead of a typesetter. Yeah, these need to be done. Okay. I need to figure out that, but I don't even think we have enough room on the paper at all. So let's see, we have entertainment, we have government. So let's put the government on the top tag here. And then we'll put that there because that gives us the bonus. Yeah, I would like to have another one. So we're going to have one more done at least. And then we can kind of wait for the next one next week. All right, so I'm going to fast forward and then get to the paper. All right, so it's Sunday and it's time to roll the presses. Go ahead and look at our newspaper. This is what I've set up. We have two government tags on this one, and we have two economy tags on this one. Two being old news, but that's fine. We're going to have 35,000 with 2,000 subscribers. So I think we did pretty good for ourselves. We're going to make $1,050. So we're going to kind of fix our money concerns there. So let's hit the start printing. We are low on paper, so we're okay on it, but I'm going to have to order some next time. Actually, is that going to affect how things work? Hopefully not. Okay, so 35,000 newspapers sold, record sales. Yesterday's news, we got some prestige. That's fine with me. So news items, record sales, hidden agenda. And we actually made 2,080 because of that. So we have the hidden agenda because of the bonus there. Sales revenue, sub sale, loose sales. I think we did pretty good on that one. All right, so West Village is now unlocked for us. We got more subscribers. And we also completed the Shrouded Prelude. Here you can see you're standing with all factions, the hidden agendas. Okay, and it looks like we can unlock some new things from there as well. Your standing changes through reputation. Reputation can be gained or lost, like any other resource. Some hidden agendas may reward you or cause you to lose reputation for doing their bidding. Reputation also is to be found in news around the world. Keep an eye out for news fitting your own agenda. Gathering enough reputation will gain your rewards. The higher your reputation, the more lucrative they will be. However, gathering too much negative reputation will cause a faction to lose interest in you. It will cease communication and lock you out from their rewards permanently. You gotta balance it. You can never completely avoid negative reputation, since aiding one faction may hurt your standing with another. You should decide which hidden agendas are worth more pursuing and fit your own agenda. All right, so we have the crime, and then the mayor goes down. Hey kid, nicely done. You kept our little affair out of the papers just like we asked. Do you got potential? Smarter than you look, huh? Keep playing ball like this and we'll get along just fine. All right, so there it is, the Shrouded Prelude. You can see our standing went down. We can get the standing neutral. Opens up the cathedral in Brooklyn supporting the Mafia's agenda. The opens Bobby's shop in Queens. Opens the casino. And then finally some of the other things. So yeah, it's got a lot of parts, man. It's a cool game. It's a really cool simulation management game. And the theme is really cool. It's something that interests me personally. So you can see that we unlocked this West Village here. We can now go to West New York. We also have the Wall Street Banker here, which we don't know what this is, but we have to reach trusted with the mayor to open up this hub. So that's another thing. We have a lot of the hubs, the Mafia's hideout. They give us objectives. Once again, it'll hurt our negative reputation of the mayor, but we print at least one Mafia. So good job last week, publisher, but the debts, blah, blah. My favorite team is about to play their biggest rivals. I'd love to be on the winning side over at East River. I'm banking big on the Dodgers win. Now I'm going to ask you a small favor. Just write some fear into those giants' heads, won't you? Then start repaying some of the debt your uncle owes us. I don't know about that. So, yeah, that's where the kind of choices come with you each run you do. And you kind of do different runs, I guess. It's not like a roguelike or anything at all, but you can kind of, it's a different playthrough every time. So that is something we can do. We need to select these as before we can start the next one so we can go Bayonne. We need an entertainment and a society tag. We only have a sports tag. Is there anything we can do with sports? No, that's Heartbreak. We don't have any tags on that. We don't have exploration for that. No. East Village, no. West New York, man, we don't have a lot of these covered by a reporter, so we may have to pick one that's a little bit easier. I know we have entertainment and society, so I'm going to select that district. A Mafia hideout, I'm going to do one more. So print at least one Mafia tag and appear anywhere. I'm not sure if we have to have a special reporter on that, but we'll accept it for right now. And I'm not going to go crazy. Try not to upset the mayor too much. There's also the finance menu up here. There's a breakdown of profits and expenses for the current month, and you can see that I spent a lot of money on trying to fix our company here. A little extra cash, take out a loan. Mind the interest rate. That's a crazy interest rate. These are expenses you pay at the end of every month. So we can see that we have 423 out to our employees. And that is our expenses page. Guys, before I get further into this, that is News Tower. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And once again, thank you to the devs and the publisher for providing a review key for me. I do greatly appreciate it. If you guys want to see more of this, I will gladly do that. Liking, commenting is the best way to let me know. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you for sitting this video. If you enjoy the content, consider subscribing. We're glad to have you part of this community. That's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, thank you for spending some of your time here. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody.